Once again with me, Alex Perche. He is outside the courthouse for us as we continue our gavel-to-gavel coverage. Also host and legal analyst, Law and Crime Network's Terry Austin. Okay, Alex, let's start with you. We were unable to see most of these exhibits due to technical difficulties in the courtroom. Also, you know, they were quite graphic. We heard right there from Sheila Ramos, the crime scene evidence collector, the sergeant there in CID that works for the Glenn County Police Department. She's the one that had to go to the scene, identify Ahmaud Arbery's body, and she really was giving very detailed descriptions of his body, the scene, the gun, the shell casings, etc. I have to be honest with you, I'm glad that we couldn't see those images, especially after Friday when we did see the entire body cam video. It's tough to watch, it's hard to see, but something they clearly have to do in this process to carry out a fair and balanced trial. So as you listened into what she talked about and specifically items that she had to take note of and assess, what stood out to you?
Well, Kira, so this testimony was as graphic, if not even more graphic than what we heard on Friday with Officer Duggan. I mean, she's approaching this as an investigator of a crime scene, and she processes it thoroughly. One of her jobs is to take pictures of this scene, and she talked about it. You know, journalists recognize this because she frames these images in 3 different ways: wide, medium, and then tights of the scene. And so when she processed and took shots of everything from shell casings to injuries sustained on Arbery's body. And, you know, so one of the things that we noticed Friday with that first responders, one of that officer's body camera footage was from the jury, at least one of them burying their, or covering their eyes with a notebook. Here, from the pool reporter notes that we've gotten, is it seems as though all of the jury was fully engaged through her presentation, despite those incredibly graphic images of her processing that crime scene. Something else that I would note is that we know that the judge gave a warning for people in the courtroom that there were going to be images that some might find disturbing displayed. Ahmaud Arbery's father, Marcus, left ahead of that. His mother, as we've seen throughout this case so far, remained in that courtroom. We got notes saying that during some of these up-close images, she gasped or whimpered. But it's you have to imagine that it's another tough day for her, seeing her son like that.
And as gut-wrenching as it is, Terry, it's important for the jury to see these graphic images and to hear these graphic details from the crime scene investigator.
It's really critical that the jury hears that, and I'm not surprised that Ahmaud Arbery's mom sat through that so she could hear exactly what happened to her son at the end of his life. And we heard the crime scene investigator talk about the fact, like Alex said, she took photos, she collected evidence, she actually canvassed the neighborhood, they identified the body. So she did do a thorough investigation. It's the first time that I've heard that there was a bullet that was lodged into one of the neighboring homes. And in fact, I think she mentioned she got a subpoena to see if they could get that bullet out because he did not want the wall to be cut out because he was trying to sell the home. So these are details that I think the jury needs to hear about what happened at that scene. How many bullets were fired? Where did they go? Was there reasonable use of force here? And was it planned, or did it just happen because of the excitement of that particular event? So I think all of this information is important for the jury to hear. It might be a bit tedious, but the jury needs to know everything that happened on that scene.
That is one of the things that we didn't know, Alex, right, is about that bullet that was lodged in another home. You noticed that and paid attention to that as well.
Well, that's right, and I think a lot of this is setting up support for that more than an hour and a half opening statement from the prosecution, right? And we heard the prosecution during opening statement say that 3 shots were fired, 2 of them hit Arbery, 1 missed, and I believe they're probably going to connect the dots for that one that missed with the bullet that was found lodged in the wall of a nearby home. We saw close-up pictures of where that bullet entered the front window, and then also another picture of where that bullet was lodged in the wall. But again, it's the first time we're actually hearing about where that second shot, which we believe was the one that missed, according to the prosecution, actually ended up.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.